Alright, we've got a ton of CD Projekt Red news to go through today. A new game set in the Witcher universe was just revealed, we got new details on the Cyberpunk 3D card game, including actual gameplay, a Cyberpunk 2077 VR mod got removed by CDPR, and more. So let's not waste any more time. A new trailer just dropped today and it reveals a brand new game set in the Witcher universe, published by Devolver Digital, Reigns the Witcher. The game is developed by Nightingale in collaboration with CDPR. It's launching on February 25th on PC, iOS, Android and Mac. And if that name rings a bell, it's because this is the latest entry in the Reigns series. If you have never played those games before, the concept is pretty simple. You play as a king and every choice you make is a swipe left or right. Just like on Tinder, each decision affects different factions and you are constantly trying to keep everything in balance. So if you mess up the economy, the church or the people, it's game over. And even though Geralt is the main character in this new game, the story is told from the point of view of the narrator Dandelion, aka Jaskier. This time you're trying to keep balance between humans, non-humans, mages, and you also need to maintain Geralt's reputation as a monster hunter. And based on this article from Games Radar, with developers from Nightingale, the game will be more combat focused than the previous ones. We don't know the price yet, but judging by previous Reigns games, it will likely be around $5. The game is already available to wishlist on Steam, so if this sounds interesting to you, you know what to do. CDPR and Weirdco Games did a livestream to present the actual game. The Kickstarter pre-launch page is actually live and the full campaign will start in March 17th. During this livestream, they answered a lot of questions. First of all, they explained why they choose to make it a Kickstarter. Their answer was that they don't want to under-deliver on expectations, which is a common mistake in card games. So with this campaign, they will know if a lot of people are actually interested in it. They also confirmed that there will be different rarities, which we kinda guessed it with the rare mention in the Lucy card. There will be starter decks, if you're into the TCG game component, and of course booster boxes, booster pack, you know, all the thing you see in a standard TCG. For the livestream, they played with the alpha kit, which will not be the final product. You can actually see all the cards from this kit in a Card Nexus page, which I link in the description. Oh, and they also mentioned that we'll get all the variations of V, so the Nomad Male, the Street Kid Woman, so don't worry, your favorite V will be in the game. So as I said, the main focus of this livestream was the gameplay of the TCG. I'm personally not a big TCG or card player, so I won't give you relevant impressions on this, but it looks kinda cool. Hey, who knows, we'll maybe get this game in Cyberpunk 2 as a minigame. You can watch the 2 games they played on the stream if you're interested, again, link in the description. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game with a really big modding community, and one of them made a lot of noise in the last few days, but not for the good reasons. So this mod was made by Luke Rose, who's someone who made different VR mods for a lot of games. One of them being a VR mode for Cyberpunk 2077. But CDPR issued a GMCA strike to this Cyberpunk VR. And you may ask, why? Well, this mod was actually available behind the paywall on Patreon. So you had to subscribe to his Patreon for $10 and then download the mod. That's why CDPR contacted him to make the mod free, but he declined. I understand why a company wouldn't like someone making money from their game. It's like releasing a new version of a game on Switch 2 and selling it to people, even though you didn't make the game yourself. On top of that, it's a mod that only works until a new update comes out. So you pay $10, but if CDPR drops a new patch, like 2.4, you have to pay the subscription again, otherwise the mod won't work anymore. Cyberpunk hasn't been updated that much recently, but like I said, it did this for many games, so I think this issue is even more present for the others. I'm not a fan of paid modes. For me, they should always stay free, but you can always add a donation link for people who want to thank you for your work. Then he did an interview with IGN to talk about the situation. He basically said things to defend his work and told that people are now pirating the mod to punish him. And finally, he actually removed all his mods because he received a GMCA from the Ghost Runner developers. So yeah, it's a sad situation because I think people really like this VR mod, but in my opinion, it's better this way. Let me know what your opinion is on this subject. So now, let's talk about a mod that is actually free. The Witcher Online is a mod that adds multiplayer to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Yep, you heard it well. You can join servers to play with your friends, customize your character, and just chill. But of course, it has its limitations. You can't really fight boss at the same time, play Gwent, or have a shared progression in your quests. And I don't know if something like this could be implemented in the future, kind of like Dark Souls seamless co-op, but if it ever happens, it would be insane. To use the mod, you need a non-pirated copy of the latest version of the game, and it works on both Steam and GOG. And maybe later this year on consoles, once mod support is implemented. So if you're interested in checking it out, I'll put the link in the description. I haven't tested it yet, but I might do a video on it in the next few days if I like what I see. The Witcher 3 new expansion is getting a lot of attraction recently, and we need to talk about it. So about 2 weeks ago, maybe more, I don't know when this video will come out, IGN Poland revealed that they heard a rumor a long time ago for an expansion in Zerikania. They said, and I quote, "Our source, someone who has repeatedly provided us with reliable insider information, confirmed directly that the new expansion was in the works, albeit at a very early stage." So as we can understand, this is not coming out of nowhere. And to be fair, I found this idea really interesting, because it will be a brand new setup in The Witcher 3, even the whole trilogy. We never really played in a desert environment, and it could be a great idea. Plus, there is a lot of mention of Zerikania in the games, so it would make sense. It could also serve as a way to maybe show Ciri training with some Witcher from the school of Manticore, or even doing the Trial of the Grasses, which we know cannot be made in Kaer Morhen since Vesemir is gone. Keep in mind that is old information, so maybe they totally changed the idea around this setup. Before we move on from The Witcher 3, there is a last information I want to mention. A TikTok. Actually from CDPR. It's a short video of how the game started and how it ended. But the most important thing is the actual description. Those dots at the end make it feel like the door is still open. Could this be another teaser from CDPR? Or are we just seeing signals everywhere? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, let's finish with some quick Witcher 4 news. There is one important detail I didn't mention in my last video about the Polish analyst's financial report. According to it, The Witcher 4 could have a budget of around $800 million. So about 388 million for the marketing and the same amount for the production. It would be about 10 times the budget for The Witcher 3 and about the double of Cyberpunk 2077. Which is not that surprising, knowing the raising of the cost to produce these games. Plus, there are a lot of new technologies being developed for this game that will be reused in future projects, so it makes sense. It's a big investment, so the game will have to meet the expectations on release, which I'm not too worried about. And to finish with a last info on the game, CDPR updated the Witcher 3 and 4 playlist on YouTube recently. I can't see the date for some reasons, but this is the tweet where I saw the information to prove it, so thank you to my Twitter friend for this finding. So could this mean that the new trailer is coming out soon? Only time will tell. So yeah, that's it for this CDPR news roundup. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.